Hello everyone. In this segment, we are going to see some SQL query which is going to need more than one table. So it is going to need actually two tables. So let's see one example. Retrieve the name and address of all employees who work for the research department. Okay. All right. Now let's see how we are going to find out which table we are going to need. So look like we need name and address of all employees. So name means f name, a minute, l name. Okay. Of all employees who work in research department. Now the research department information means we're going to need d name. So and d name is in the department table. Okay. So these three attributes we are going to need to find the information. So what it means that we need actually we need the information from both tables. Okay. So here which table we need employee and department. Okay, we may need actually more than two tables. Okay, we may need actually many tables for to write a query, but we have to find out for a specific query which tables we are going to need. So in this specific query we need employee and department table. Which attribute we select? We need only name and address of a employee. So we need actually name and address. Okay, for select attribute, okay, which attribute will be shown to the user, these are the attribute list, name and address. Okay, but for condition we need also the information from the department. Okay, so that's why in the from clause we need these two tables, means the database is going to actually both of these tables. All right. Now, how the query will look like: retrieve the name and address of all employees who work in research department. So we are going to select f name, l name. Okay, and here actually you can also use m init, f name, m init, l name, address from employee department. Okay, so the list of tables, we are going to actually list of tables also separated by comma. Okay, so we're going to here include the list of tables after the from clause. Okay, and also all the list of tables is going to be separated by comma. So you can see that employee comma department. Okay, so here also the list of table, the order actually doesn't matter. Order doesn't matter here, so you can actually also write from department comma employee. All right, both is actually same here. But here the list of attribute, I mean the order of attributes is important, because the way you are ordering the attribute, this is going to be the same order that the database is going to show you the record. Okay, all right. Now the third question, at what condition? Okay, what is the condition? The condition is that the d name has to be research. Okay, the d name has to be research. That's not actually all the condition. The thing is that the retrieve the name and address of all employees who work for the research department. So the condition is work at a department, and that department d name equals to research. Okay, so we need the DNO information for the employee. So each employee has actually a DNO information. Okay, and this DNO is coming from department table. Okay, but here the information is actually connected by the attribute DNO. Okay, and you can see that DNO is actually a foreign key. All right, foreign key which is referencing the department table and d number attribute. Okay, That means each employee, for example, let me show you an example from the database state. Okay. All right. So here, what actually we are looking for? We are looking for all the employee who works in research department. So let's find out. So research department has D number 5. That means actually we have to find out all the employee who has DNO 5. Makes sense, right? So research department has D number 5, means we have to find out all the employee who works in DNO 5. Okay. Now how actually we are going to say this information to our database. Okay. So here we can see that John, Franklin, and Ramesh and Joyce, they works in department number 5, and this department number 5 means actually the research department. Okay. All right. So how we are going to write the query? So here we are going to select the attribute from employee department and the condition. First condition is D name equals to research and D number equals to DNO. Okay. So looks like this D number from department table, this DNO from employee table. Okay. So looks like this condition is actually somehow new. Okay, it's a new condition. Now here this is the condition which is using both of this table. All right. So now we are going to talk about more about that. All right. So the first condition, D name equals to research, it's known as selection condition. It's actually going to just use one table and it is going to select a attribute value. Okay, it is going to find out which attribute has a specific value. Okay, it's known as selection condition. But D number equals to DNO. Okay, so you can see that here both of the left hand side and right hand side both are actually the name of attribute. Okay, here in the selection condition, one is the name of attribute and one is the value of attribute. Okay, we are actually selecting using some condition like that, whether a equals to 10. Okay, one is variable, another is value, or b greater than 5, one is variable, another is value. Okay, so these type of condition are known as selection condition, where the left hand side is the attribute name and the right hand side is the value of the attribute. Okay, but the second one looks like D number equals to DNO, means actually both are name of attribute. Okay, and here one attribute is from one table and another attribute is from another table. So this is known as join condition. It joins two tuples, okay, from two tables. It joins two tuples from employee and department table whenever the value, DNO value of employee is same as D number value from department. Okay, so let's talk more about this two type of condition. A selection condition refers to attributes from a single table and selects or choose those records that satisfy a condition. Okay, for example, D name equals to research, it just choose from one table and it will find out whether the value is same for the D name attribute. Okay, but the join condition, it refers to attribute, generally it refers to attribute from two tables and joins or combines pairs of record that satisfy the condition. Okay, that satisfy the condition like that. It will join the record of each employee, okay, that works for the department. So let's I'm going to show you another example, but let's first see an example without where condition. So a join condition generally involves columns that relate two tables in some logical way. Okay, so we are talking about join condition. So here let's find out a simple query where we are actually selecting more than one tables, but we are not writing any join condition. Okay, what happens when we select from more than one table? So I'm selecting name, DNO, D number, name, DNO, D name, D number from employee and department, and here are our reference table. So I'm just choosing just much more simpler table. Employee has two column and D name has two column. Okay, and here also DNO is actually the foreign key referencing the D number from department table. Okay, so if we write a query which will select from more than one table, it is going to actually find out, it is going to actually fetch all the records as a join of two tables, and the result is similar to of cross product operation. Okay, the result is similar to cross product operation. So for example, here I am selecting name, DNO, D name, D number from employee and department. So every employee, okay, every employee will be joined with every department. Okay, and the result is like a cross product. So you can see that the result, if employee is a set and department is a set of department, the result will be a cross product of every employee with every department. Okay, so you can see that the employee John will be joined with every department. The employee John will be joined with every department. The employee Mike will be joined with every department. The employee Toma will be joined with every department, and the another employee Angshu will be joined with every department. Okay, so without join condition, okay, if we write a query where we select records from more than one table, okay, so the result is a Cartesian product or a cross product. So here every employee will be joined with every department. Okay, every employee will be joined with every department. So I have three departments, so the employee John will be joined with three departments, employee Mike will be joined with three departments, and like that. So at the end, my number of tuples will be number of employee times number of department. Okay, I have four records here, and I have three records here. The total number of record will be here 12. Okay, all right, now I will talk about whether this result from this join product from this join operation doesn't make any sense. Okay, so here the operation is like a join operation, but I'm not using any join condition. Okay, it's like our first query where I am selecting the list of all employees, okay, without any condition. Here I am selecting everything from employee and department without any condition. And the result is a join product, but we have to find out whether that makes any sense. So from this employee and department table, you can see that John works in DNO1, and DNO1 means research department. Okay, Mike works in DNO1, 1 means research department. That means actually John and Mike, they are working in research department. Okay, but from that list, John has a record with research product and development department, but that doesn't actually make any sense. Okay, it is going to actually just combine these two tables, but we need a join condition. Okay, we need a join condition, and this join condition can actually find the related information, only the relevant information. All right, so John works in DNO1. For John, we need actually the D number 1. Okay, this table, this record is actually relevant with John. Okay, Now if I use the join condition, using the join condition, I can find, okay, I can find how tuples are related with each other. Okay, how tuples from one table is related with the tuples from another table. Okay, for example, like DNO equals to D number. This DNO is from employee table and this D number is from department table. Okay, the name is different, so the query compiler will by default know which attribute comes from which table. All right, so now when I will use this join condition, a join condition means which will connects more than one table. Okay, when I will use this join condition, then it will find out where the DNO of John 1 is same as the D number from the department table. So let's see from this record. Okay, first it will find out, first it will find all the cross product, then now it is going to check where DNO is same as D number. So you can see that here the DNO of John is same as D number of department table. Okay, that means this record is actually a relevant record. Okay, so John works in DNO 1 and D number 1 has research D name. So John works in DNO 1, but this D number is actually for product, so that's not actually a relevant information. Okay, so now this information will be selected. Mike works in DNO 1 and D number 1 has research D name. Okay, so this one is a related information. Toma works in DNO 2 and here also we have D number 2, okay, which is product. Angshu works in DNO 3 and here we have the same D number where the D name is development. But for all other record they are not same. Okay, 1 is not same as 3, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 3, 3 1, 3 2. Okay, for all other record the DNO is not same as D number. And now if you look at this record, you will see, actually you will find out the D name, department name of the name of the department where the employees work. Okay, now you can find out the name of the department where the employees work. Now you can relate these two tables together, where John works in research department, Mike works in research department. Okay, Toma works in product department. Okay, product. And Angshu, the last one, Angshu works in dev department. Okay, now you can find out the name of the name of the department where each employee works. Okay, and the join condition is very important, because if you do not use the join condition, they are not going to able to find out the relevant information. Okay, without join condition the result is just a cross product of these two tables. Okay, all right, now let's go back to our first query. What we want to know: retrieve the name of address of all employees who work in research department. Okay, first we have to find out the department name of all employees. Okay, then we are going to select where the name of the department is research. So if we select, let me see the example here, the select F name, L name, address from employee and department where D number equals to DNO, it is going to find out the all the information of department. Okay, where all the D name of information of the department where each employee works. Okay, then we are going to do further selection condition where D name equals to research. Okay, So from the last example, we find out this 4 record, sorry, this one, and Angshu. Okay, these 4 records. Now where we have to find out the dname equals to research. For this 4 record, we can see only these 2 tables has only these 2 record has dname equals to research. Okay, so it is going to find out these 2 record. All right. So let's go back to the example again. So here we are going to find out the name and address from employee and department. Where d number equals to dno, it's a join condition, and that will join 2 tuples from employee and department tables whenever the dno of employee is same as d number of department. Okay, if this is true, only we can say that that's a related tuple by which these 2 tables can join. Okay, other than all records are just a result of cross product. Okay, and then it is going to, then it will find out another condition, dname equals to research, means it will find out where the dname is research. So remember, this one is very important because I saw actually some student who use more than one table but do not use join condition. Without join condition, the result is just a cross product. Okay, you have to use a join condition when you are writing a query, meaningful query. All right, joining 2 tables. Okay. Alright, we are going to see a couple of more exercise in the next segment.